This is very serious. Hey guys, welcome back to Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. I know you guys love the energetic, fun kind of amp that we bring to this channel, but in today's video, we're going to be diving into a very serious topic about the Suns getting a lawsuit filed from them from an ex-employee. So unfortunately, it is going to be a serious tone today as we divulge into this. And even though we like to bring fun topics to Suns Digest, we have to explore everything revolving around the team. So even though it is serious, we need to stay in that serious tone. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's dive into this. We're going to be discussing this very serious claim that the Suns apparently have a ex-employee filing a claim against them, and it is not great for the Suns organization or for the representation. So let's dive in. This article is from Baxter Holmes of ESPN, a senior writer, where ex-Suns employee seeks $60 million in damages in a discrimination complaint. So let's go. Phoenix Suns are embroiled in a dispute with a former employee who is claiming discrimination and wrongful termination and is seeking $60 million in damages, according to a 25-page statement from August 24 that was obtained by ESPN. That ex-employee, Andrea Trishon, who was the Suns' program manager of diversity, equity, and inclusion, filed a complaint with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the Arizona Attorney General Office Civil Rights Division, which is investigating this matter. Now, for this article, I provided basically everything. I don't want to gloss over anything, so we're going to go over it. Ms. Attrition filed the formal complaint due to ongoing racial discrimination, harassment, and retaliation she experienced while employed with the Phoenix Suns. Trishan's attorney, Sherry Wright, wrote an email to ESPN. Specifically, Mrs. Trishan endured over racist comments in a hostile work environment that went unaddressed, despite being reported to HR and executive leadership. Trishan was hired by the Suns on September 19th, 2022, 6 days after the NBA announced that their owner Robert Sarver was suspended 1 year and fined $10 million following an NBA investigation into his conduct in the team's workplace culture during Sarver's 18-year tenure as the team's majority owner. The Arizona Attorney's General Office declined to comment, noting it does not confirm the existence of an investigation or provides comments of any potential investigation, according to ESPN. So, basically, a little bit of a synopsis. The ex-employee is filing for going on saying that there was harassment and racial discrimination in the workplace in a hostile work environment. Now, this is definitely not tolerated, and the Suns have already had to previously deal with this, with obviously Robert Sarver and giving him a suspension. Now, the Suns are saying that this is not involved, and with her obviously being hired 6 days after the NBA announced that Robert Sarver was suspended, I would kind of see that this would obviously line in place that it is not involved. We do not have the full story. Former employee who was last worked for the organization in 2023 was terminated after less than 10 months due to repeated failure to perform her job duties, is what the Sons of Mercury Senior Vice President in Communications, Stacey Mitch, told ESPN. The individual filed a baseless charge with the state agency is now trying to use ESPN's reporting from 2022, specific to previous ownership, to make egregious claims in order to support a ridiculous demand for $60 million from the Suns organization. To be clear, the individual is making false claims in an attempt to gain terms of millions of dollars. We are confident that courts will find no merit in them claims and quickly resolve this matter. The Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury are creating a world-class organization for every employee, and we will not let opportunities succeed in their attempts to manipulate the media and use years of reporting to seek financial gain. Fair statement coming from the Suns. Trishan's role was aimed at helping address team issues that current and former Suns employees described at ESPN as existing under Sarver, who announced his intent to sell the team soon after the NBA released its findings of the investigations. One such finding and then requisite requirement from the league was that the Suns needed to address their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Specifically, the NBA mandated the Suns retain an outside firm to evaluate and make recommendations to respect the workplace training programs, policies and procedures, and hiring compensation practices, with a focus on fostering a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace. So obviously, with the Suns hearing about Robert Sarver, Trishan was brought in to be this role to help out this diversity and to eliminate this from the workplace immediately. She would then obviously have these findings and they would be spread out through the league, and it would not be just her sending these findings. In November 2022, Trishan was nearly 2 months into her role when she said she learned that the team was creating a diversity council without consulting her, and that would feature several Sons of Sex executives. A month later, ESPN published another investigation outlining allegations of misconduct by several Suns executives who employees said played key roles in perhaps perpetrating a troubling workplace under Sarver. Some of these executives included the team president and CEO, Jason Rowley, executive vice president and chief revenue officer, Dan Costello, Kyle Plottinger, and the Suns' senior VP and ticketed sales and services, Melissa Goldenberg, the team's general counsel. When Trishan read ESPN's story, she realized that some of the executives' arsenal of misconduct had also been named to the team's diversity council, where Trishan said in her statement, which was sent to the Suns and the civil rights diversion of the AAG's office. Tristan said the stream statement that she began investigating claims of misconduct against those executives, and that same month, Tristan said Kim Corbett, who directed manager in the Suns, head of human resources, expressed his concerns to Tristan about her former executives and that they cease her investigation from the report. So Tristan was brought on to basically conduct these things to make sure nothing was going wrong. Once she saw something was going wrong, she went to go see that these executives were doing something, claiming that the executives were then brought in to do another diversity thing that she wasn't a part of. But obviously, those executives were viewed as not good executives, so she wanted to look at something. The interaction underwent how Corbett's approach aligns with practices that precipitate a hostile work environment rather than addressing underlying issues, Tristan says. Tristan said she voiced her concern to Corbett about the executives who were initiated on the ESPN story, noting that they were mistrusted by staff while questioning their presence on the Diversity Council. Mrs. Trishan complains regarding the Diversity Council as misleading. A Sun spokesperson said the purpose of the Diversity Council, which is comprised of the entire executive team and other leaders in the organization, is to listen to the diversity data and information on DEI initiatives to contribute to further the organization's DEI commitment. Mrs. Trishan's job did not include any of that sort of investigation on employees, well, on employee relations responsibilities. Before and after Trishan's conversation with Corbett, Trishan described facing harassment, discrimination, and retaliation from colleagues and supervisors, including Corbett, for attempting to address the Sun's discriminatory belief and for filing complaints. Trishan, who said in her statement that was placed on a performance improvement plan in late May, was terminated in July. Trishan and the Suns, who are working with an outside law firm, have discussed some other things, but no agreement has been rectified, in which her attorney told ESPN that they have already prepared a formal lawsuit against the Suns and anticipate filing it. She has November 13th to do so, where the Suns continue to participate in the Arizona Civil Rights Division review in good faith. We are confident that after the ACRD completes its review of Mrs. Trishan's charge, the ACRD will confirm that Mrs. Trishan's claims are factually and legally baseless. And off the Suns executives, they were mentioned in the ESPN story from 2022. All but one remain with the team. Riley resigned in 2023, just before the billion mortgage lender Matt Ishbia was introduced as the team's majority owner. Now, obviously, they got over and took over. Ishbia took over from Sarver at about a $4 billion valuation. So, overall, in hindsight, from my kind of reasoning and breaking down this article here, kind of going over it, Mrs. Trishan is obviously filing complaints saying she dealt with some harassment in the workplace, some racial harassment as well from some of these executives, and claiming that these executives formed their own little diversity pool without her knowledge, even though she was brought in to be that diversity person for this team. Now, the Suns and the Mercury are obviously claiming that she did not do that this did not happen. She did not do her job. She worked for 10 months. She then was relieved of her duties for not doing her job, and she was using false claims from the Robert Sarver in a case to then further her claim to back it up here for ESPN. Ultimately, I'm not going to say which one is in the right and which one is wrong because I do not know the full side of the story, and I'm not going to give my opinion on the side of the story if I don't know the full facts and truth. At this point, it is a story that is definitely going to be monitored, something that I will definitely keep my eyes on, and if Mrs. Trishan is falsely acquitted, and is proven to be wrong here, then obviously I am going to side with the Suns and be very happy that the Suns did their thing. But if the Suns are doing some stuff and she is proven right, then there are some question marks to be had about this organization. And I know Matt Ishbia has been brought in. Matt Ishbia has done a fantastic job with this organization so far in this team, so I'm not concerned about that at all. But obviously, some lingering issues with this Suns team are kind of being brought up right now. And even though that might not be a reason to be brought up, it is still a cause of issue for it. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Like I said, very serious issue, very serious topic. I appreciate if you made it to this point of the video. I appreciate if you even tuned into this video because it's not a fun, happy, let's discuss the Suns, let's look at this team. It was a very serious issue, a very serious topic, and something that I felt that needed to be addressed for all the Suns fans here because it was something that definitely needed to be noted. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys' support. You guys have been absolutely fantastic over on the channel. Truly, really hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to stay up to date on everything revolving around this Suns team. CJ and I couldn't thank you guys so much. Leading up to the season, we are really, really appreciative. Can't wait to see what this season brings for this Suns fans, including ourselves, and for you guys, for what we can bring you guys for this season. Once again, I really do appreciate all your love and support. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and go Phoenix Suns.